Facing problems with your Maytag front load washer, not dispensing detergent, not filling, or maybe even overfilling? I'm Ed with AppliancePartsPros.com, and today we're going to walk through how to track down and fix some of the most common causes behind those issues. Now, most of the time, these symptoms point to just three key components: the water inlet valve, the pressure sensor, or the main control. We'll check each one step by step so you can feel good about doing the repair yourself. Let's get started. With over 2 million products in stock and the know-how to help you do it yourself, we are AppliancePartsPros.com. For today's job, you'll need a 1/4-inch nut driver, a number 20 Torx bit, a multimeter, and as always, safety first. Always unplug the washer or shut off the power at the breaker before you start. Go ahead and turn off both hot and cold water supplies too. Once that's done and everything's safe, we're ready to troubleshoot. The water inlet valve controls how the water gets into your washer. If your machine's not filling too much, or not dispensing detergent properly, this is the first thing you want to check. Take off the top panel with your 1/4-inch nut driver. There are 3 screws in the back. Slide the panel back and lift it off. You'll see the inlet valve right at the back where the hoses connect. Now, before you get into voltage checks, take a quick look at those inlet screens. If they're clogged up with sediment or gunk, that alone can mess with water flow. To test voltage, plug the washer back in, but keep your hands clear of any moving parts. Extreme care should always be taken to protect against electric shock, which could potentially result in serious injury. Please do not test live voltage if you're uncomfortable using a multimeter around live voltage. If you'd like to know more about how to use the multimeter, we put together a comprehensive tutorial for you, so check out the link in the description. Set your multimeter to AC voltage and don't disconnect the wire harnesses from the valve. You've got to test it with everything plugged in. Put your meter leads on the terminals for whichever solenoid you're checking. Then, start a cycle or use the service diagnostic mode to activate that valve. You should see around 120 volts AC when the control board calls for water. If the voltage is there and the valve doesn't open, that valve's no good and needs to be replaced. If there's no voltage, then the issue is upstream, either wiring, the pressure sensor, or the main control board. The pressure sensor keeps an eye on how much water is in the tub. It sends signals back to the control board, telling it when to stop or start the flow. It's mounted up near the top of the cabinet, with the rubber hose running down to the tub. Check that hose first. Make sure it's not cracked, kinked, or full of soap gunk. Even a small leak or blockage in that line can throw everything off. Assuming the hose looks good, reconnect it and leave the wiring harness plugged in. Set your meter to DC voltage. Using your wiring diagram, touch the black lead to the ground and the red lead to the reference voltage wire. You should get around 5 volts DC. This means the control board is doing its job. If that signal voltage doesn't rise, or it jumps around, drops out, or stays stuck, you're looking at a failed pressure sensor. Once testing is done, be sure to cut the power again before you go replacing any parts. Alright, if both the water inlet valve and the pressure sensor check out, the next thing to check is the control board. This board sends 120 volts AC to the valves and provides the 5 volt DC reference to the pressure sensor. When it fails, you get all sorts of odd fill issues. You'll find the board under the top panel, towards the back of the cabinet. Leave all the connectors plugged in for these tests. Just like before, restore power and set your meter to AC voltage. In diagnostic mode, activate the fill valves one at a time. To test cold 1 valve, measure across J8, pins 1 and 2. Cold 2 valve, J8, pins 1 and 3. Hot valve, J8, pins 1 and 5. Each one should read around 120 volts AC when switched on. If that voltage is present but the valve stays closed, the valve itself has failed. But if no voltage shows up, then it's the control board that's gone bad. Next, check the 5 volt DC reference for the pressure sensor. Find connector J14. Put the black lead on pin 2 and the red lead on pin 1. You should see around 5 volts DC. If that voltage is missing, the board's the issue. If it's present, but the washer still misreads the water level, the pressure sensor needs replacing. Be sure to unplug the washer again before moving on to any repairs. To remove the pressure switch, unplug the wiring harness and pull off the pressure hose. Twist the switch to unlock it from the cabinet and lift it out. Here's the pressure switch, and here's the new one. If you already have a replacement, you're good to go. If not, you can find the exact part for your washer at AppliancePartsPros.com. Just punch in your model number. Install the new pressure switch by setting it in place and twisting it back to lock. Reattach the pressure hose and the wiring harness, making sure everything's seated nice and snug. Then, reinstall the top panel and restore power and water to the washer. To reset the washer, unplug it for about 30 seconds, then plug it back in. That'll clear out any stored faults and help the control to recalibrate. That's it, you've done it. If you pin down your problem with your Maytag front load washer, head over to AppliancePartsPros.com with your model number and get the part you need. Most orders show up in just a couple of days. After your repair, drop us a comment and let us know how it went. We're always here to help with expert advice and step-by-step videos. Happy repairing!